Welcome to 5 Minutes in the Word, a daily devotional in the Word of God.
Derek, in our study of First Timothy, we've reached a point here where I think it's kind of ironic that the two youngest people in the office are talking about this short section,
Absolutely,
considering what's being talked about here.
definitely.
As First Timothy chapter 5 verses 1 and 2 says, "Do not rebuke an older man, but encourage him as he would a father; younger men as brothers, older women as mothers, younger women as sisters, in all purity." To me, it's kind of funny how like this is not necessarily instructions for church. I think it should be instructions for Christians.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, and of course, church is made up of individual Christians, but we're part of that one
Mm-hmm.
body. And so we see here a lot of things. We see here first, it says, do not rebuke. And we can just pause there for a moment because this is going to be a way in which we treat or respond to
Yeah.
somebody into their actions or lack of action. Sometimes we complain because people took too many actions without consulting others or without using wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes people say, well, they didn't act when they should have acted. So we see some of those kind of things. You know, but here, this is being written by Paul to Timothy. And so here you have some instructions that he's given to a young preacher. And really, they apply really to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us there's only a couple people in the world that don't have anybody that's their elder, and I don't
Yeah.
mean shepherd or I don't mean shepherd or overseer. I mean that's their senior, that's older than they are, that
Mm-hmm.
has lived a little bit longer than them are, has been there, done that kind of thing, And so here you have someone that is older.
Yeah.
And with age, there comes so many things. Possibly, this would even apply, even going towards even an elder in the Lord's church. So you have an older person or an elder in the Lord's church in either capacity, whatever it is, they've lived a little bit longer. They've done a few more things.
Yeah.
They've shown they've had different temptations. Granted, we
Mm-hmm.
are all tempted by a variety of things, and but they've uh, they're alive. They're living and faithfully in the Lord. They've gotten through those things, hopefully, or
Yeah.
they've been able to push the. So they have some things that maybe that sometimes we as younger people don't necessarily have yet, but we're still
Yeah.
growing.
I think too. I'm sorry
No,
to
you're
cut you
good.
up.
You're good.
I think it's important too. Like you were talking about elders as in probably like or elders as in like shepherds or
Right.
overseers. Do not rebuke an older man, but encourage him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important too as younger men. Also keep in mind that they need or these older men and older women too. But for right now, older men. These older men need encouragement because, like you said, they've been through stuff.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that they're not going through new stuff.
That's a good point, man, because older people go through new challenges
Mm-hmm.
just like people that are younger go through,
Mm-hmm.
and people that are younger, I know for me, especially you take a decade off my life and you go back till I was in my early 20s, and I reacted very fast to a lot
Yeah.
of things, and now I have kids and I'm like, well, for one, I don't know if I have enough energy to react, but at the same time, I've lived through some things, and I'm a little
Mm-hmm.
slower to speak sometimes, and I try to listen a little bit more. I haven't perfected it at all, but here's an older person um, that maybe needs some encouragement
Yeah.
rather than rebuke. Maybe needs some uplifting, and so this is whether it's an older person that's just your elder as far as an age wise, or it's even an older person that is actually an elder that's actually a shepherd.
Yeah.
Like you said, they need encouragement. That they
Because
need.
there's plenty of things that keep them up at night.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you think about even an older person. They think about the future generations. An elder thinks about the future of the church and the growth of the church. So no matter who you're talking about here, it says encourage him as you would a father. And I've had a lot of good conversations with my personal father,
Mm-hmm.
with my earthly father, and it's one of those things that he's a man like the rest of us,
Yeah.
and he needs encouragement too. He has good days and bad days, and he has things he's encouraging in. He has weaknesses, just like all of us do, and we talk to each other. It's
Yeah.
great to have lived to the time that I'm an adult where I do get to have those kind of conversations
Yeah.
with my father. Moving on, it says younger men as brothers. You see this family connection there
Absolutely. Yeah.
within the church, and we need to have that. Older women as mothers, younger women as sisters, in all purity. Here we are. whether it's an older woman, a younger woman, an older man, a younger man, we are trying to encourage, uplift, to not be people that are constantly of rebuke, constantly of trying to just, bring someone down, but yet encourage and lift them up. It ends this little section here. It talks about in all purity. Purity is something that should be in part of all of our life, in the way we think, in our intentions, in our heart, in our actions, in everything that we are. And so here, I think we see a lot of ways in which we can encourage both older men, older women, younger men, younger women, and help them grow in the Lord.
Yep.